ChatGPT dropped a new AI browser called Atlas. And for those who have been keeping up with AI, this is nothing groundbreaking. I mean, it's new for ChatGPT, but agentic browsers or the AI browsers have been there for a few months. We had Perplexity Comet, that was the AI browser, and then even Gemini has rolled out their own browser, which is like only available in US right now. I think they haven't really done the full rollout yet. But the reason ChatGPT browser Atlas is going to make waves is just because it's kind of like the Apple versus the Android story, where Android would have all the features before, but as soon as Apple launches something, just the hype is so much bigger. And the fact that ChatGPT is like the name synonym with AI, and every time they do something, it just feels like a lot more people are going to be gravitated towards that. So that being said, they launched AI browser. In my opinion, I feel like AI browsers, even though you may or may not like ChatGPT's one or like Comet's one, but they're here to stay. The reason is like the way we use internet has fundamentally changed. Like just think about it, when was the last time you actually used Google to search something? At least for my case, I've been using like either Perplexity or I'm just going straight to ChatGPT like for searching, but mostly Perplexity. And at the same time, every time we're trying to use AI, it's a lot of different tab switching. We're going from, let's say, Google Docs to ChatGPT, or like email draft to ChatGPT, or newsletter to ChatGPT, planning a trip, like trying to plan a recipe. We use internet along with AI quite a lot now. So having AI within the browser it just makes sense how like the future of internet is going to be. But at the same time, I'm actually a lot more bullish on Gemini, because as soon as Gemini integrate globally their AI agent within the browser, everyone already is on Google Chrome. And most people are likely to trust their data with Google compared to any new browser. I mean, Google already has all the data anyway. So that being said, I'm gonna start sharing my screen and we're gonna look into, we're just gonna look into what the new browser, which is called ChatGPT Atlas, looks like, and what we can do with it. And then we're gonna just do a quick overview of what this browser is and what you can do with it. And then we're gonna go into like comparison with Perplexity. We're gonna do a few test cases, what it looks like with Perplexity, like how the two handle same tasks, performance, speed, just the experience overall. And then maybe I'll just throw it to the audience and see if anybody else has any ideas for test cases we can run, and we'll test it live. Okay, so let's get started. So this is what the browser looks like. So here, I've just opened up ChatGPT Atlas, and there's no Chrome extensions, nothing installed, just like, it's funny, I have an update now button. I just downloaded this yesterday as soon as they announced. So we're gonna skip this for now. So yeah, well, I was logged in, just using my paid account, so I have access to this agent mode. But essentially, this is what it looks like. Now, let me see if I want to do like a full screen or, okay. So here we have access to all our chats. It's just like a browser, but we have also access to all the models. And the interface looks like ChatGPT interface. But instead, I can just go and browse any website. So I can just go to Google here, and it's going to show up just Google as like a new tab in the browser. I can go here, I can go to TechCrunch, and boom, we have Tech. So it just did a search on TechCrunch here. We didn't really get the website TechCrunch, but I can just go here to TechCrunch website, and it just works like a regular browser. We're seeing the ads just like a regular browser. It looks and feels like a regular browser. I'm not really seeing any performance lag. It's built pretty clean. But when we do search something, we're seeing like these 4 different tabs up here. So this is just home, which is where our chat is happening. This is the search. I don't know what's the difference between the home and the search. Maybe it's just access to different tools. Here we can just access the deep research, secret image, agent mode. But if we go to search, again, it's kind of the same way. So I'm not really sure why they want to have 2 different tabs between the home and the search. Let's just try. If I go to here, techcrunch.com, I wonder, okay, is it gonna just search results for TechCrunch? And if we just type the same query in home, let's see what it does. Okay, it's kind of like doing the same thing. So this one's a little confusing to me, why they have 2 different tabs for home and web. If we go to images, looks like it's just pulling up all the images that we searched for. And then if we go to videos, and then, yeah, so it's like video results for site techcrunch.com. The same way for the images, we're getting image results for site techcrunch.com. This is really essentially like, how this sort of plays with from a browser perspective. But if we go, let's say, I was working on just coming up with kind of like just publication line for the newsletter. By the way, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. The post I posted yesterday was my first thoughts on day one launch on on ChatGPT Comet. So I want to just talk about all the practical stuff you can do with AI and talks with other experts as well. So essentially, what I'm trying to say here is that one of the things that kind of makes the browser agentic, or AI, I'm not even call it agentic, is I could just go here, I could select this text, and I could just go ask ChatGPT. And now this is pulling up the conversation I had about this text and what it should do for that specific text. Let's say we go to publication name here, and if I just go here and we go ask ChatGPT, it's pulling up the same chat I had on this browser. So I kind of wish that I could have an option to do a new chat, but that is not happening. Let's try something else. Let's go to a different page. Let's just go to YouTube. Okay, I'm just gonna subscribe, sign in with my channel, and we're just gonna go to the channel. Well, we can see the live is here. Okay, let's see what we can do here if we go to Ask ChatGPT, how this works. Here it has reference for my channel, and then here we have a few options that kind of suggestions we're getting. Ask ChatGPT to perform complex tasks, okay, let's just do this one. Which video would I enjoy the most on this site? Which is kind of ironic just because it's my channel. So let's see what it comes up with. One of the things that I do like about the ChatGPT browser specifically compared to Comet is the fact that it has all the memory intact. So whatever memory I have within ChatGPT, which has all the context to what I do and all that stuff, it kind of refers, it can refer to that memory automatically, which is quite useful just because I don't have to explain the context over and over again. So here we were just able to query based on what it thinks, for which videos would I enjoy the most on this site. And it says for this channel, here's a quick breakdown to help you decide which videos you would like to enjoy most, depending on your interest. So if you're into AI tools, productivity, some videos, if you're building business or side hustle, if you enjoy learning and strategy, and here are some of the videos. I'm not sure where this is coming from, to be very honest, because I don't really remember having this as one of the videos that I posted on my channel. So I don't know if this is hallucination or if this is something else, or maybe I just don't remember. Actually, no, I don't think this is the video. So I'll just actually ask it. Let's just query it. So where is this video? Can you find me the link? Yep, it was uploaded by Gary channel. So it was not uploaded on this channel. Is this a hallucination? So it says it's not a hallucination. It says it appears on Digital Samaritan YouTube channel's home feed, but it wasn't uploaded. I don't know if I'm missing something here, or it's just cooking something that doesn't exist, but I don't really see here if the website is being, this video is being shown on the channel. Anyway, the point of having an AI browser, assuming it works properly, is just to have your ChatGPT with you everywhere. Let's just go back to one of the posts that I was working on, and it was just about the prompting piece. So here I wanted to see, the canvas is the prompt, AI shifts to context engineering. So let's just say I'm here on this chat, right? Like, let's say I want to rewrite something. Usually what I would do is just a lot of copy pasting and a lot of tab switching. I would be like, okay, this is my draft. I will be like, copy it. Then I would go to ChatGPT. Then I would be like, can you please help me rewrite this? Then I will like paste my context, yada, yada, yada. So this is how we kind of use internet as we use it right now without the AI browsers in there. But what's different now is I could just be like, I could copy all this text. Where is our ChatGPT widget? Or I can just, paste it here in the chat. So like I have it right there. So it looks like there's a lot of bugs in here. Because if ideally, let's just say I should have received, what I should have been able to see was like a ChatGPT widget that would help me do something right within line, which is what their beauty of this AI that they're projecting out to be. However, I cannot. Oh, there we go. I think we just found it. Okay, here we go. So if I just select this text, okay, it's kind of hard to. There's a little blue dot you see, so just hover over that. That's when you will see it. So I could just like select here, and I could basically describe my change. So instead of doing all the tab switching and like going back and forth between multiple tabs, I could either just do my tabs, like I could just put my prompt here, or I could just open the side chat over here and just ask it whatever I want it to be changed, or like whatever I want AI to do. Maybe I just want a bit of research here. Maybe I'm just saying Myro's chief product officer puts it, I can just like copy this and be like, can you please fact check this? Okay, so I don't know which one's correct right now. I mean, this is also AI generated post, so we're getting into that AI slop world. But essentially, it says it couldn't really find the exact code, but this is something I've been working on for the recent post. So this is like from article from Constellation Research, October 14th. Yeah, so it's able to kind of reference that right there, and we have the sources. So it has like Myro Intelligent Canvas. So maybe it doesn't have access to the exact code. I mean, this is part of the deep research that was done, and this is just like a quick research. So maybe there also kind of signals the differences between a deep research and a regular search. But the point I was trying to make is just like how easy or kind of how it makes it more intuitive to start using AI within the workflows you've been doing. So this is where I think the value of AI browsers is going to be. Again, I don't know if ChatGPT Atlas is going to be the winner. I think it's going to be a winner among like a short subset of ChatGPT power users. But for the majority of people, I think Google Chrome and how it will integrate its own AI browser within Google Chrome is going to be the winner, purely just because of like distribution. They already have adoption, and getting someone to download a new browser, log into every single account that they ever had, and also trust a new browser with the data is a big ask. So that being said, I mean, when I did, downloaded the Atlas, it had an option for me to import all my bookmarks and stuff from a different browser. It's a new browser. I don't know what their security is, even though they have talked about it in great length, that they have made sure it's secure. No one can really inject a prompt. It's just only doing certain tasks. It doesn't have capabilities to execute code. So yeah, so that being said, I mean, it's a big company, so I'm sure they have their technology and security in place. But again, I just want to be risk averse here from data leak perspective. So I just want to I was like, okay, I'm going to log into the sites that I just feel comfortable with. So I'm having a bit of a control over the things I give Atlas access to at this very moment. The other common use cases for these browser agents is like just summarizing things very quickly. So like just on the page. So let's just say if we go again to TechCrunch, Samsung takes on Apple's Vision Pro with new Galaxy XR headset. Let's just go here on Ask ChatGPT and just be like, can you, hey, we have this right here. Summarize this article concisely. And it will be able to do so. cool. How does, based on what you know about me, should I buy this or Vision Pro? I mean, I wish I had the money to buy either or, but let's just see it for the sake of experimentation here. This is what I meant, that is able to like pull the context of like what I do based on like the different chats and all that I've had. Basically my ChatGPT memory history is there. Another cool feature is also like just being able to query something that you did like in your history in the browser. Let's say like, I mean, I don't have an example here with me, but let's just say I was like searching for Halloween costumes like, last week. I shortlisted, or maybe I opened links for like 3 of them. I could just be like, hey, can you find the Halloween costumes I was looking at last week? I mean, it's funny because this browser didn't exist last week for me, and I actually haven't done this search. So I'll be curious to see how it actually responds to this query because it doesn't have any results. Ideally, we want to expect that, sorry, there's no queries that were done and there's nothing there, but I wonder if it's just going to make things up here. So it's searching the browser memories. Okay, we're good. It says I couldn't find any pages about Halloween costumes in your recent browser history. So this is what, if you hear someone saying that like, ChatGPT has like a browser history and you can query it, this is what it is. Essentially, like every time you're searching on the browser, like just your Google Chrome, you have a browser history, except this LLM, this AI can actually search through the browser history through your natural language commands like we just experimented with. I'm gonna go back to live stream. I don't know if there's any questions or how many of our people are watching here. Okay, I don't really see anything, so we're gonna keep chugging along. So this is a bit of an overview of like what this is able to do. And then some other things that I want to do is I want to do it with like agent, or like, Perplexity Comet agent, so we can run some of those tests in parallel. So I'm just gonna do a little split screen view, and let's just open up Comet. And let's do a bit of a split screen. Okay, I just updated my OS recently. So let's see, come on, buddy. Okay, or I'm just gonna do this manually, whatever. Okay, we have established a split screen pattern with some brute force. They're both asking me to be their default browser. Sorry for now, I think Chrome is gonna stay. Okay, so new tabs. With Atlas, we get to see a ChatGPT interface. It's funny, I actually asked a Perplexity to download me Atlas. And Comet, we get to see Perplexity as like the home page. Overall, the interfaces look very similar. They're both asking me to be their default browser. Someone's at the bottom, someone's at the top. They both look very clean. So a few test cases that I wanted to list out, or I wanted to test. So first up, let's say if any one of these can actually query or like, go past paid wall articles. So I know fortune.com has some good paid wall articles. And let's just go here, both fortune.com and okay, reject the cookies. I didn't get ask for cookies on Comet, which is interesting. Let's just go to this article. Block. Okay, so now we are on this article and it's behind a paywall. So I can't really read the article. Okay, neither on this one. I'm just gonna go to the assistant on both one of these and just gonna be like, can you summarize this article. And we're going to do the same on ChatGPT as well. Can you summarize the article? Sorry, I'm just gonna figure out this layout here. I think I might just want to do one like a picture-in-picture, so you can probably see me too if you haven't been able to do so already. Okay, I'm gonna I don't know, just switch to a different tab here. Just gonna bring it back. Okay. Both the articles are kind of behind a paywall, but looks like we're getting a bit of a summary here. So it says Satya Nadella's total comp for fiscal 2025 reached 96.5 million. Must be nice. Again, it says the both. Okay, this is basically coming from the headline, so nothing new here. Package includes 84 million in stock options, 9.5 in cash incentives, 2.5 base salary, and 196 in other comp. I wonder if these are just the benefits for travel and whatnot that he probably spent and his security or something. This information doesn't exist here. And what we're seeing here is something else. So the summaries are quite different. So I guess depending on how the prompting kind of goes underneath, it's doing a comparison to the peers. Based on what I'm seeing here, I feel like this is like, I don't know, I like the summary better just because there's more numbers here. Let's just ask Comet, can you find the breakdown for his comp in this article? It's so interesting, like how supposedly it's able to pull the summary even though, you know, we don't have access to the article. Or we can just ask it to fact check and be like, where did you find this info? So we see like blue hue over here for Comet. This is where it's trying to like do like agentic thing where it's trying to go through the article manually, like kind of like how a human would do, and then go into that and then just kind of read through the information. Okay, looks like we are getting the same numbers. So both these browsers are actually able to go through the information that's not available if you're not like, you know, to us like as a non-paid members, which I feel like is gonna cause a whole bunch of like, you know, whole IP issues, because like ideally these publications, they make money because of the paid access. They're doing all the research, they're doing all that, you know, the whole media spiel. But we're able to like go past those paywalls with these browsers, which was so interesting. I didn't know it was actually going to work. I just wanted to run this example. All right, next up, we're going to go to YouTube and we're going to try to summarize the video. So let's just go to this one. So this is an interview I had with a growth marketer, and then how like she builds custom GPTs and the custom GPT she has built in her business stuff. So let me just go back to my channel and we're gonna find the same video and we're gonna try to summarize it. Okay, we are here. One thing you would notice in Comet, there is no ads. You will never see an ad in like YouTube, at least for now, or I don't know how long it's gonna stay. But in Atlas, we're getting the ad. So that's a little interesting take or interesting little use case or feature that we have. And if we go back to our assistant here, in Comet, every time we go to like a new link and stuff, it's starting a fresh chat. However, for Atlas, we're seeing like the YouTube is gonna still stay prevalent. Whatever we did on YouTube before seems to be still there. And I'm just gonna ask it to, can you please summarize this video and give me the key takeaways I should know for my content. So gonna do this here. We're gonna do this here. I mean, I feel like I'm kind of, it's a bias in the test just because Perplexity Comet wouldn't know what to do and stuff like that. There's no memory that it has, or if there is, I haven't really trained it. But the speed was a lot faster. Like, we sent the command after, and it was already done by the time ChatGPT was still writing. So I'll give it to them for speed. And if you look at the interview, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be surprised. Like, it's probably pulling the right information. It's good. Yeah, let's do a LinkedIn post. And we do turn this into a LinkedIn post. Again, sorry, I copied the wrong text there, but anyway, yeah, so we can like, keep chatting with whatever next steps are based on what we're trying to do for the video. I would say they both sort of passed the test. One was faster, one had more context to what to do. Again, it wasn't relevant in this case, but let's do another test. Let's see if we can summarize multiple videos. So I'm just gonna open up YouTube again on both the tabs. I'm just gonna go here to the channel. I'm gonna open this video right here, where I did a whole tutorial on how to do, like, basically build your ChatGPT tutorial, like masterclass essentially. And then let's just go to Ask ChatGPT again. Okay, this time, oh, I see what happened last time. It was like the same window that I was kind of playing with. That's why I didn't have like the new chat open, but now it's a new tab. So we do have a new chat open here. So what I'm gonna say here is, based on the video in the other tab, what are the overlaps in this video? So one of them specifically talks about ChatGPT, custom GPTs, and one of them is a whole ChatGPT guide for 2025. So again, I don't know if we can like, go through summaries across multiple tabs and whatnot, but let's just put this to a test. So I'm just gonna go hit here, I'm gonna go hit here, and let's see what happens. Okay. Okay, they are both able to render across multiple tabs. That's great. This is what an AI browser should be, where let's say you have multiple tabs open and you want to be like, hey, can you find, an article from that piece, or like, look at the opinions from that one, or summarize all of them. This is my goal, like what should I do? Like, which article is going to help me and all that stuff. So it's able to summarize stuff, both of them. So that's good news. They both passed this test as well. Next one is gonna be an interesting one. Let me look at the video that has more comments than mine. So actually, let's just look at this Cody Sanchez video. It should have a bunch of comments. So what we're gonna actually wanna do is try to scrape comments. So I'm gonna be like, can you scrape all the comments from this video and then run a sentiment analysis. And we're gonna pause this video and do the exact same here and see what happens. Okay, so this is where Atlas fails. It is not able to actually parse or go through the comments right away. However, let's see if we use the agentic mode and then we run the same command. I'm logged into agentic mode. I'm going to describe the same task, and now we do this. So agent mode within ChatGPT Atlas is essentially a way where we give browser the control. So here we can see like there's a cursor that's automatically trying to go through stuff. And then Perplexity sort of does it automatically based on the task you have. Like they both have their own UI. This is a lot more sparkly. This has a blue hue. But looks like it's just it's scrolling down. So it's scrolled through some video recommendations. And now this 452 comments is scrolling through while we have this guy also scrolling through stuff. My prediction is Comet is gonna win this task. But let's see if ChatGPT is actually able to pull through. So looks like it is going through some of those comments now. We see some initial comments. They're both doing the task. I don't want your notifications right now. Sorry, friend. While they do their thing, I'm just gonna go back to the live stream and see what's cooking. Again, don't really know what's happening here. Maybe there's a different link. Okay, let me just go here. Okay, yeah, it is working. Do we have any comments? I have a comment. Is this something you could see yourself use daily? Um, Using daily, I feel like I've started to use it more and more, but completely replacing my Google Chrome, I don't think it's happening just yet. And part of the reason is I feel like AI browser will come to Google Chrome. I mean, they have talked about it already, where they have launched that in US and like I think beta release. I don't think that they've done a full rollout just yet. But as it's rolled into the browser, absolutely. I think the biggest ways I do see it being used daily is just because to avoid all those tab switchings and then copy pasting data from my tabs to an LLM tool, excuse me, to an LLM tool, and then bring it back to like my original workspace. So I think just like the fact that you can skip all that copy pasting and tab switching would eventually like be a habit that pretty much anyone who starts using these tools will build, and it's gonna start saving some time. But again, our attention spans are smaller. We just want to be like more productive, so we're just gonna pick up more work really. So, but yes, to answer the question in a simple terms, yes. Would it be ChatGPT Atlas? Probably not. Would it be Comet? Probably not. But or maybe Gemini. One of these tools for sure. I think I do see myself using it every single day in the long run. Anyway, let's see how we're going through the task. So ChatGPT Atlas says, I tried to open the comment section on the YouTube video to extract them, but there is no way for me to download or scrape all 452 comments directly through the browser. YouTube deliberately restricts automated scraping of comments and without an exported file or an API token, it cannot capture this. So this guy failed at the test. I wonder if there's different ways I could prompt it that would make it go through it. I mean, I could be like, when I mean scraping, I mean extract all of them and bring it back to our chat. Let's see if this kind of gives it the direction that we want to give. It's it's trying to like it doesn't seem very happy with me giving it this task. Okay, so it just says I cannot programmatically pull 452 comments into our chat. While our Perplexity Comet is seems like it's working hard. So it says scrape and extract this stuff, and like if you look at the reasoning here, I can see the comments. Excellent, I can now comprehensive list. Great, I see all the comments. I see we have 452 comments. Good, I've successfully expanded the first thread. Great, another reply, another reply. It seems like Comet is actually be able to win this one. So far, the score has been like 2-2. I think this is where Comet might take the lead. Okay, let's just explore if there's anything else that's in the comment section here. Okay, nothing else, we're good. Guys, make yourself some tea. Okay, I mean, while we let it do its thing, I think we should look into a different task. I think let's try to put their agent into some task. What could we ask it to do? Let's just ask ChatGPT. What are some good tasks Atlas agent is capable of that actually adds value to users? Filling out forms. Researching and summarizing across many sources, we have talked about that. Personalization and context-aware assistance, we have talked about that. Assisting with digital productivity tasks, shopping and booking. I can go through shopping, like, build a grocery list, but I feel like I wouldn't really trust it with my credit card. And the only thing it's just doing is clicking through options and like adding it to the cart. I'm not sure how useful that one's going to be. That being said, comparing and building a flight regime, I think that one's going to be good. So let's say, just for an example, I'm just going to open it. Actually, yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll just go to Expedia and prove it to them. I'm a human. And I'm going to open my task here. I'm going to be like, can you find me flight from Zion National Park on November 18th to SFO, and I want to arrive ASAP in the morning. Okay, and then please add it, and then please book it for me. Okay, I'm gonna give this command to Expedia here. And then, okay, let's just see what we got here for the YouTube comments. If you have sentiment analysis for visible comments, I can work with main comments and immediately visible transcript. I'll just ask it, can we see the list of comments used? It's great. The reason I'm bullish here is because I've been able to like extract comments from my Instagram post before. I mean, we're seeing like some comments being exported. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. Actually, it looks like there's a whole bunch of them. The sample covers over 20 to 25 unique comments, including top pin and early thread replies. Yeah, I mean, it's already doing a better job than the ChatGPT one. So I'll give this one to a Perplexity Comet. Let's do the same one again. I'm just gonna go to Expedia on this one too. And I'm gonna open the assistant and give it the same command. You can use your browser to find and book flights from Zion National Park to San Francisco. Yes. So ideally what I want this browser to do is to like search up different things, run different queries, and like summarize stuff for me. And let's see which one of them can actually do this task for me. Or is it just faster that I can just do it myself? But ideally, yeah, so both browsers are operating like the same way essentially, where they're like searching different queries on my behalf because my hands are off my keyboard. Everything is happening just through the agentic browsers here. So the reason I think, I mean, I'm kind of conflicted about this just because like sometimes I feel like it's easier for me to click in these things and just do it myself. But at the same time, I could argue that I'll let these agents do whatever they want to do, and I could just go to my new tab and do my next possible thing. Maybe I can look for hotels or whatever I need to do, maybe build my presentation. So what else should we test? Do we want to do another scraping one? I mean, we could go to Lululemon, Canada, and scrape the product. I don't know. Why not? Let's just test one more time. So let's go to shop what's new. Can we extract all the product names and pricing on this page? Gonna give the same one to assistant here. Also, we're putting like multiple tasks right now for both these models. So it'll be interesting to see how well they can handle like multiple commands and multiple things being run in parallel. Oh, this one was fast. Okay. So if we go here, winter puff 600 down fill cropped $268. Okay, this was good. And the same for here as well. They're both able to do the task quite fast. I think, well, actually I gave this guy a command on the second time, but yeah, I would say both are winners. So that was quick. I like that. This was impressive. And this time I didn't use the word scrape. I used the word extract. I don't know if that made a difference. Okay, going back to Expedia. Okay, so they've selected the flight and proceeded to the checkout page. At this step, Expedia requires travel details. Could you please provide details so I can proceed with the booking? Well, I guess let's just go to the page because I don't want to put my... Oh, right here. Right here, we are on the page. Okay, so let's say what flight it has booked for us. 6 a.m. from St. George to San Francisco on Tuesday. Honestly, this might not be a bad play. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. And if we go back to here, I don't want to continue. It is still working on the task. Atlas actually did a pretty good job with this task because the reason I'm saying this because I was actually searching for something similar yesterday myself, and I couldn't find this exact flight. And this flight would actually get me to an SF for like the Microsoft Ignite, which I want to like don't miss the keynote kind of thing. Interesting. Interesting. I'm very happy with this one actually. And here we have the same flight. That is what looks like Comet is able to do as well. But Comet took a lot longer for this task. So I'm gonna give this one to actually ChatGPT Atlas. Pretty good job. I'm happy with my results. This was actually like genuinely time saving and like a bit of a headache saving for me to be able to find this flight. Yeah, is it still going through stuff? Yeah, I mean, it looks like it kind of like circled onto the same flight, so might be the best option. It looks like I mean, it's the same site anyway, so it was able to parse through that. Okay, let's go back to the chat, and someone's asking, I just joined, what are you trying to build? For, I guess, people who are just joining right now, we were trying to do a comparison of AI browsers, so ChatGPT Atlas versus Perplexity Comet, and see which ones can do what and what are they good at. Okay, I'm gonna pause here. Looks like Perplexity actually took the wrong email. This is an email of someone that I work with, and then their email got exposed here, so oops. Okay, any other tests that we may want to run for this guy? Let's just go back to the stream here. I see some messages, notification. Okay, here we have in the chat. Oh, nothing. Okay, live stream. Okay, it's the same ones. Okay, cool. So we can just pretty much stay here. All right, that was it. I think that was like a quick overview of ChatGPT agent versus Perplexity Comet and what can do what for us. If we go back to this one, yeah, it's just like a new way of how we browse the internet so that we don't have to do a lot of like switching between the tabs and copy pasting. I mean, you tell me in the comments for anyone who's watching this after this was live, what are you going to use AI browser for? Are you going to stick with the old ways of the browser, even if it's integrated into your Google Chrome or Firefox or Brave or whatever you use? or you're actually gonna like start using the AI piece in the browser. And do you think there's value in here, or is it one of those things which just might be like a gimmick for now and it's just gonna fade away? My take is that just because how it integrates within the workflows, if it's being brought to the browser you already use, it will become a habit. But we'll see. The world's moving so fast, no one knows what to expect, what to predict. Who knows if we even be like talking with like a screen interface in like 2 to 5 years from now, like with the whole voice interface is getting so much better. And it may finally have a mainstream adoption with the rise of AI and like these agentic and, natural language comprehension capabilities of technology. I think we're gonna wrap this up over here. I hope whoever, like the people who joined in, they had fun watching it being live. And for people who are watching this later, just leave a comment of what other live stream we should do. Anything you want me to do in live, maybe build an agent, new technology that comes out, we should start testing them live or whatnot. But yeah, it was a pleasure talking to you all, and we'll see